everyone, it's Joy here for Crafty Meraki, and today I've created a colorful Slimline celebration card. And I'm going to start by die cutting with the Timeless Frames Slimline die, and I'm using the largest one, and you get this beautiful scalloped edge, and the inside piece die cuts out separately, so you have these two pieces that we will put together at the end. This is the insert piece. I am just using a square masking stencil. I really just kind of eyeballed the center from top to bottom of this slimline piece. And I'm going to start ink blending with a purple right in the center. I'm going to do three different colors to really give this background a lot of fun color. This is going to be a congratulations card. So you could give this for retirement or a new house, or graduation, or a new baby, or you could give it for anything. So it's a really good all-around celebration card. I am going to move my stencil up to the top, and I can just eyeball kind of the distance, top, bottom, side, everything. And then I can place that down, and I'm going to come in with a darker pink and ink blend. And I like to ink blend around the edges, a little bit darker than in the center. I think it adds a little bit of interest. Although probably on this card it probably wouldn't have mattered so much because I'm going to have images covering it, but that's just how I tend to ink blend. So once I get this top square done, then I'm going to clean off the stencil just really quickly with some water, and then I can bring it down to the bottom and we can ink blend our third and final square. This is going to be a teal color. I just want to get my paper tape down, get some tape that's sticky so my stencil will stick to it. And then I'm just going to line that up, making sure everything is nice and straight. And then we can get to the ink blending. So again, a little bit darker on the outside edges and lighter on the inside edges. We're going to add some florals and a congrats sentiment to this, but I just thought this would be a really fun, interesting, and colorful slimline background. Okay, now that that's done, we can take the stencil off, and I'm going to spritz the background with my distress sprayer because this is water reactive ink that I'm using, and then I'm just going to pat that with a dry cloth, and then I can put that aside. I'm going to stamp the Orchid Opulence on some watercolor cardstock because I want to use some Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers, so it's like watercoloring. I am only going to use 3 of these flowers for my design today. I'm going to use this bigger piece here that has 2 flowers, then there's one towards the bottom that has 2 flowers, and then I'm going to do a single flower one. I'm going to keep the coloring simple with yellow. This will be the element on the design that matches, if that makes sense. So each colored square will have a yellow flower in it. So I used the Zig marker. I added the color to the areas that I want it to be the darkest, and then I have a little bit of water on my paintbrush, and then I will just blend that out. And again, I'm using watercolor cardstock, which you need to use with Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers. So here I am adding that yellow here, and then a little bit of water on my paintbrush, and just pulling some of that color out to the tips of the petals, and then we just get these beautiful yellow flowers. And it's super quick and easy coloring. Let's do our last flower here, and then I will come back in and add a little bit of green to the centers. I wanted to keep, again, these flowers neutral. When I say neutral, like not a bunch of bright colors, because again, that's for the background. So here's a little bit of that green that I'm going to add and just blend. And then I'm going to use the coordinating die to die cut out all the flowers and the sentiments. And I can tape that in place and run that through my die cut machine. I didn't realize that my sentiments weren't stamped all that well because I'm not using the sentiments from this. Next time I need to pay attention to that. But whatever you don't use, you can tuck away into your stamp set. I'm going to add foam adhesive behind all of my flowers and my sentiment. My sentiment came from the Gilded Greetings paper pad, and then there is the coordinating die, and I already had used it on another project, so this was already die cut for me. but it's super simple to get your sentiments, and the black is so nice and crisp. I just love how it turns out. So let's add my sentiment there, and we can add our little flower, our last flower here with some foam adhesive. And I'm going to put that in place. Then I have my Slimline card base, which is 8.5 by 3.5. I'm going to add dots of glue around the scalloped part of the frame and put that down in place. And then, of course, I want more dimension because I just love dimension in my cards. I am going to add some foam adhesive, like wider strips, to the back of this piece here. And then I can just pop that right into the center, and then it has some fun dimension. I wanted to add a little something extra to this, so I'm going to use some pops of color, and I got some that match. So we got a pink, a purple, and that kind of a teal turquoise color, and I'm just going to add a scattering of those dots on each one of those little color panels on the background. It just gives a little something extra. You could also do a one color that you do on all three of the squares, and that would be really cool too. And then I decided to add some white pops of color to the centers of the flower, and then this card is done. Super simple and quick, easy celebration card, congratulations card. I just love how this turned out. Thank you guys so very much for stopping by and watching. I hope that you feel inspired by this project, and I hope you have a great day.